What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam and welcome back to another movie review. And today we are talking about a new movie that just came out on Netflix last week. And this movie is starring Alan Ritchson, and this is called War Machine. And he doesn't even get a name in this movie. Isn't that crazy? His character's name is 81, just a number. You no longer have a name, you are just a number. You know, and it's crazy because, like, there's parts in this movie that are awesome, you know, and you're like, oh my god, like this is really cool, you know, like, and you're going through it and you're like, damn, this is giving me all the vibes of a war movie that like all war movies should have, and like flashbacks of the vet, if you would, in a previous situation. Something goes wrong, he loses somebody close to him, he has PTSD from it, and then he's got to, you know, overcome this next battle and this next hurdle to get to, you know, complete his mission, which his mission personally he set for himself was to cross the finish line. And I'm going to talk some spoilers for this, but you know, I want to, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, go check out the film and then come back. But for people that have seen the film, the parts that I really loved and dug was stuff like, you know, his brother being Jai Courtney, and he's not in the movie a lot, but the brief scenes he is in, oh, we're crushing stuff. And like, he loses his brother early in this film, and he has to carry him for, you know, miles and miles trying to get him back to safety. And they said that he passed out 100 yards from the facility. So his brother was alive and he didn't make it because he, you know, couldn't make it. And they have a tattoo on their arm that was said DNQ, which is do not quit, or like something like that. And you know, so he's like, I will never quit, I do not quit, I must cross the finish line type of shit. And you know, so he decides to become a ranger, which was something his brother wanted to do with him. So they're doing it, he's doing it in memory of his brother, because he's got to do it now for both of them, even though he's older than he should be for this like training. And Alan Ritchson's tattoos are out in this film, and he's just a beast of a dude. Like, he is huge, he's so jacked. And he's been in my guy that I've been saying for a while that I want to see as Batman. And just like after seeing Ben Affleck's Batman and how big and imposing you can be as Batman, like, you don't have to be slim, you know, like, you don't have to be Pattinson's or Christian Bale's Batman. Like, you can be this thick boy, you know what I mean? Like, and Alan Ritchson would be a beast of a Bruce Wayne and a beast of a Batman, you know, 6'6", 260 or something like that, like crazy big boy, you know. But like, I really believed he was that military guy in this movie, and doing some of his own stunts, you know, crossing a river on a rope, while holding all of that gear and yourself. Like, this is not something that's easy to do, you know what I mean? Like, and he was willing to do it, you know what I mean? Like, not every actor is going to be like, toss me on that thing, I'll do it myself, you know, do my own stunts. And like, he has a stunt guy there, but it's mostly so that the stunt guy can figure out how to do it so that he can tell Alan how to do it safely, you know what I mean? Like, so this guy is a beast, you know. He would be doing great things as Batman if that is what's to come, and if not, he's still going to be doing great movies like this. And you know, we'll talk about it more towards the end of this movie, you know, like the way that it ends, there's a bunch of mysteries in this movie that are left open that could be explored in a second film if they ever wanted to, you know. So I'm hoping this does well on Netflix. And it last time I checked, it was #1 streaming on Netflix, but it did come out over the weekend. So, you know, if it's still the #1 movie on Netflix through like the next week, then I would start getting impressed, you know what I mean? Because, you know, if it's #1 for like a couple days, that's normal for Netflix, you know. But staying #1, that's not, you know. But you know, they're in like the thick of it, you know, explosions, and they gotta carry their guy out of there, and all of them are just numbers, you know, 13, 111, 122, 81, and he's like, I don't want to be a leader, I just want to be a ranger. And you know, they make him be a leader, and it's like, oh, they're bastards over there, I'll tell you what. But some of his like sergeants are Dennis Quaid, who's the other one? I want to say like Antonio Banderas or something like that. Oh no, there it is. Isa Morales. And I recognize from Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning and Dead Reckoning, the last two Mission Impossible movies. And he's like one of those guys, like, as far as Spanish guys go, he's like up there, you know what I mean? Like he's the guy that they get, you know what I mean? He's got that just iconic face and voice, but he's like the more hard ass of the two sergeants, and he's Officer Torres. But then, you know, we have Seven. Stephen James is like the guy who really lucked out this entire film because he's injured the whole time, so he's getting carried by everybody else the entire time, you know what I mean? But like 15, Blake Richardson, 109, Jack Patton, Joshua Diaz, 96, Heather Burridge is 122. But it's crazy because like you really don't have any of these character names, you know, they're all just numbers, and most of them are just like young people that are doing like some of their first big roles, and you know, they just got some guys that looked like young military guys, and then like the old vet is supposed to be like Alan Ritchson. He's like the leader trying to get them all out of there, and like it's just a wild story. But before I get into like the score I gave it, the Letterboxd synopsis reads, "All grit, no quit. On one last grueling mission during Army Ranger training, a combat engineer must lead his unit in a fight against a giant otherworldly killing machine." And like, yeah, so the big mysteries in this is like, where did this machine come from? Why did it come? You know, because like their last mission before they became Rangers, where they had to go out, find this ship in the middle of nowhere, or this plane that crashed, and destroy it, blow it up, and then find a village, and then find their way back to camp, and then they become Rangers once they get back. So on this mission, they come across the ship, they go to blow it up, it's not the correct ship, it's an alien ship, and they go to blow it up, they trigger it, and now it's killing everything in sight. And this war machine is killing everything. But I also love that the way that they left it, right? Like the movie ends with them going, "Hey, did anybody get his name?" And they're like, "Nope." And then it just cuts to the title, War Machine. So is War Machine the killer alien machine that is killing everybody? Or is Alan Ritchson's 81 the War Machine? You know what I mean? Like, I loved how they left that open. But then, like, it's so the mysteries. Where did these alien war machines come from? And what is Alan Ritchson's real name? So that could be something that we figure out in a second film. And, you know, maybe Dennis Quaid's character did say that they were attacking the whole world, and that the people back on the base were also dealing with one of these alien machines, and they were like, "It took everything we had to take that thing out. How did you take it out with no weapons?" And he goes, "I'm an engineer. That's what I do." You know, like that type of shit. He goes, I clogged the fuel ports. You know, it has an exhaust vent. It needs to vent out shit. And if you clog it, it gets hot. It blows up. You know, just like our Humvees." And they're like, "Your intel's gonna save a lot of lives." He's like, "Thank you, sir. I just want to live. You know, like I just want my Ranger scrolls." And they slap the Ranger's you know, whatever Velcro on his shoulder, and yeah, so he becomes a Ranger for his brother. He's one of 2 survivors from this crew, and yeah, he gets it all the way through, and he finally gets a chance to nap on a helicopter, which is like, he's right on the edge as this helicopter's flying. Not exactly the place I would want to be napping, you know, because my luck, I'd be and then fall right out of the helicopter. Like, what happened to Big Cam? Oh, he fell out of the helicopter. It's good. He'll find his way back. You know, like, they wouldn't even turn around and come get me. But overall for this film, I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I liked it, but it could have been better. It could have been more entertaining. It was interesting. I think maybe they could have given us that more information about, like, what's his name? Why are these alien machines here? But maybe they wanted to leave it open for maybe to be able to do a second film. But a film like this for Netflix, you know, just under 2 hours, hour and 50-minute long, I don't see Netflix wanting to do a second one of these. I see them just going one and done. And like, maybe they'll work with Alan Ritchson again, and maybe they'll work with the director again. But I see Netflix probably just going one and done on this. But if they end up coming out with a sequel for this film, I'm going to check it out just because I'm curious. But yeah, not a bad film. And streaming now on Netflix if you want to go check it out yourself. And yeah, director Patrick Hughes, who has done some other things I recognize, like The Hitman, The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife, you know. And yeah, that's really the only films I've seen from him. Some other things I've recognized, but I haven't necessarily seen. The Expendables 3. He also did a movie with Kevin Hart, and it looks like Woody Harrelson, called The Man from Toronto in 2022. So Patrick Hughes, it seems, has been working and doing his thing. So yeah, good for that director. Keep doing your thing, brother. And Alan Ritchson, keep working out, keep staying jacked. You never know, you might need to be 81 all over again, or hell, you might have to be Batman in James Gunn's DCU going forward, which I would be here for. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What characters do you want to see Alan Ritchson play in the future? Would you be down to see a sequel for this film? And do you want to see Alan Ritchson be Batman in the future? I know I do. But I'd love to hear all your thoughts down in the comment section below, or you can send them to me on my other social medias. Links for those down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for making it this far, and if you want to support the channel, the best way of doing that is liking this video, commenting down in the comment section below, subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss future movie reviews and you get the notifications when those come out. Once again, my name's Big Cam, and I'll see you gorgeous folks in the next video. Peace.